Okay, so I'm going to do a card reading, and I don't know if you can see the little dog ears sticking up in the bottom left hand corner, but I have my dog sleeping in the crook of my arms at the moment. She's a little chihuahua and she's having a little bit of a challenging day today, so she needs a lot of love and TLC, but I wanted to do a video as well. So I'm shuffling over to the left because she's taking out one arm, so I've got the hand sticking out but I don't have the arm. So yeah, bear with me. And then, you know, there's the little dog ears, but I can't quite tilt the frame down to catch her as well, because I don't have a stand, so it's all a bit makeshift, and the actual iPad that I'm filming on is actually propped up against my feet. So my feet are straight out in front of me, and then they're like this, and the iPad is propped up against that. So it's all very kind of like haphazard and make do. But that's because at the moment this is the only quiet space that I have, because I'm sharing this space with another person, and so I can't, I don't have access to a space that has like a table or a desk or whatever in it. I just have where I am right now, and that's fine, because like this is the space my little dog likes best. It's her safe space, her sleep space, her favorite place to be, and so yeah. So at the moment, while she's you know, she's challenged, she's got challenges at the moment, and she probably will have now for the rest of her life. So while we're kind of like in the nurturing and supporting Mia while she is healing and muddling through, this is the space that I spend most of my time in anyway, with her, so that I can be with her, because it's where she feels safe and where she's happy. And she's not really happy in the other spaces that I could use next to me on a chair anymore. She'd much rather be here. So I'm going to do a reading, but she's here, and hopefully she will stay asleep and won't wake up. But if she does, I might have to pause and then continue again in like a second part, which I have had to do before, so that's all fine. And so yeah, so I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then I had an interesting question that I wanted to ask today, actually, and it was all about how so like we're all in quarantine at the moment, and so in a way we're all on a kind of like not even a mini retreat, a proper length retreat now, because we've all been in quarantine for like 5 to 6 weeks, and counting. And so you know, we've had a lot of downtime, a lot of rest time, a lot of time when we can't go out and interact with the rest of the world. So it's been really healing for our bodies. It's allowed us a chance to relax and rest and recover. And so I wanted to ask a question that is about that is around that has to do with you know, how we can best support ourselves during this time and get the most out of it in terms of healing. And so I thought today we could pull a card, and it could be like, how can I heal my mother wound? And by that I mean, at some point in our lives, all of us, or the majority of us, will have incurred a wound to our feminine and to our masculine. So it's like the mother wound and the father wound. Now that's not necessarily your mother that caused that wound, but another female person who was a role model at some point in your life. So it could be a grandparent or an aunt, or it could be a teacher, or it could be an older friend, but someone that was like older than you in a role that was like maternal, yeah. And so I thought we could pull a card to ask, how can I heal my mother wound? So, you know, that wound that you are carrying with you that has affected how you express yourself as a person. If you're a woman, it will affect how you express your feminine power, you know, the divine feminine within you, the kind of like goddess within you, and that will greatly affect how confident and how capable you are at expressing that part of yourself, and whether that part of yourself is too hard or too soft. You know, and that feeds into all areas of our lives. That then affects relationships, it affects career, it affects like self-love, self-worth, you know, and the path of like what we do creatively and hobby-wise, recreationally, to keep ourselves filled up. So I'm going to shuffle and pull a card to deal with like how can I heal the mother wound, and then come back at a later date to deal with different wounds that we might have. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. I've already cleared the deck before this. I'm just going to shuffle now. Okay, so the whole deck exploded on me, but one card fell out, and that's what we want. And the card is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm just going to let you look at that card for a little minute. Look at the images on it. So there are 10 coins, which are the pentacles. There are, and I'm looking at it back to front in the screen, okay, there are 2 dogs. And yeah, there are 2 dogs being petted by a wise old man. There's a little child peering around the skirts of a lady. And that lady is talking to another person. Who could be a man or a woman. We will find out in a minute. And okay, so and then in the background there's like a town setting, like a town or a village. There's some trees, and it looks like they are, well, okay, so basically it looks like the old man is inside a castle, so he's someone of great importance, and he's petting his dogs. So he has loyal companions who are obedient to him, who look up to him and admire him, and who are either his children or his slaves or his work colleagues. And he's inside this like castle fortress. And then we look out and we've got the entryway, the entry point, and the woman with the little child, and the child is trying to touch the little dogs, trying to stroke them and say hello. And the lady is trying to get access. She's asking if she can come into the castle, and the person that she's asking is actually someone that's guarding it. You know, they're holding like a weapon of some sort. We can't see it because it's mostly concealed, but she's like asking, can I come in and can I speak to the man? And we don't know if she's got permission or not yet. And there are these 8 coins. So the man is very wealthy. We can tell that by the robe that he is wearing, the fact that it is covered in grapes, and grapes are all about wine and celebration. And also, if you think about like grapes make wine, and then that's part of the communion, and that symbolizes Christ's blood, so it's also power and lifeblood. And then there's a lot of like there are flowers in this cloak as well, and also, you know, the colors are like a deep dark red like blood, green, which is all about the heart and also about healing and growth, and then yellow, which is about intuition and gut instincts, and also you know, one could say wealth. And there are 10 coins. So, you know, this man is wealthy. You know, he's not a king, but he's wealthy. He has 10 coins, and 10 is like at the top end of the cards in terms of like the pentacles. So he's climbed a long way up the ladder, and he has a lot of wealth. Okay, so if we're asking the card, this card, and we're wanting it to tell us how can I heal the mother wound, I am drawn towards the child as me, as I. So I'm looking at this card and I'm like, okay, so if that woman is the mother and the little child is peering around her skirts, so that's me, or that's you, the child, yeah? Peering around the skirts of the mother. And the little child wants to see the man and wants to stroke the dog. So obviously children like animals, and so the desire to reach out and stroke a dog or an animal, to pet it, is a natural instinct. We all love our animals. I love my animals. And the animal, which is the focus of the child's attention and the child's delight and desire and affection, the dog is also attached to the man, this old, wise, wealthy, successful man, this man in the position of power and influence. And so the child has a connection to this man. So maybe this man is the child's grandfather. They're related. Maybe this child is even the man's child. Who knows? You know, the lady is there, and obviously she wishes to speak to this man. She wishes to seek counsel from him. She's got her child with him, so she obviously wants her child to meet him. So maybe she is, as the mother, maybe she is wanting this child to make contact with this older man. So, okay, so if we look at it and we think, right, so the mother in the image is like the ideal mother, the archetypal mother, yeah, okay, so, and the mother inside. So we see the child as yourself, as ourselves. That's your child, that's your little child, and it's your little child that needs the healing of this mother wound, yeah, because it was your little child that was hurt. So a mother wound is a wound that happens when we're young. That's why it stays with us for the rest of our lives, and that's why it affects us so deeply. It's a deeply traumatic wound, it's a deeply painful wound. And the woman in this card, the mother of this child, that's your inner mother. That's the mother that you have inside you who looks after you. So even if your own mother or a role model who was a woman, yeah, even if that person really hurt you and wounded you, you still have, as you've grown up, a mother figure inside who looks after you and protects you. And maybe that mother figure inside doesn't do a great job because of the mother wound, but maybe that mother inside does do a great job also because of the mother wound. And that mother inside could be overly protective, so a little bit suffocating, a little bit helicopter-like, because you needed that in order to be safe, because you weren't properly parented or properly looked after and cared for in regards to the mother wound, how you were wounded. Or maybe that mother inside is a bit neglectful and a bit absent, and not very caring, and or maybe she pushes you too hard and expects too much of you. So there could be lots of different variants of this mother, but in this card I'm saying this mother as like the ideal mother, the archetypal mother. Okay, so there's the child who is you, and then there's the archetypal mother who is looking to do the best for the child. So what's best for the child is to meet with this elder, with this man, and be helped by him, be tutored by him, be guided by him, be raised by him. This man is old, he's travelled far, he has experienced many things, maybe he has had lots of different career paths, or maybe it's just that he's met lots of different people. And so he has a lot to give. There's a lot of advice that he can give. And the mother wants the child to meet with this man so that this man can help the child. So it's like the dogs that are there, and the dogs that are telling us that yes, this man is safe. This man is safe because you as a child love animals, and this man loves animals, and anybody who loves animals, or most people who love animals, yeah, that's not people who have animals, people who love animals. People who love animals and who have animals love and respect back are generally nice people. So the child will be safe with this man. Okay, so You can heal your mother wound by going to seek the advice of someone who has traveled further than you, who has done more than you, has experienced more, who is older and wiser in years, but who is a man. Yeah, so look to a man to help you heal your mother wound, not to a woman. And maybe in order to get to this man, it's going to cost you some money. Maybe it's going to cost you 10 pentacles in order to get the advice from this man, but it will be worth it. Or maybe the 10 pentacles are purely to symbolize the fact that this man is wealthy. But there will be an obstacle along the way, because you are like you are one of the village people. You are coming from the village, from the town, and you are seeking the advice of someone who is higher up than you in authority, yeah, and in status in society. So you need to seek the advice of this learned person, but there will be barriers to getting this advice. There is a man standing in the way, guarding the entrance to this man's kingdom. So this man could be a yogi, yeah, and he could teach you how to meditate, and through meditation you will achieve healing. This man could be a doctor, a specialist in some area, and through meeting him and working with him, you will achieve healing. This man could be a mentor, a career mentor, and through working with him, you will finally achieve your career goals and be healed. Yeah. So I don't know the exact nature of the person who will come into your life, but a person will come into your life, yeah, and they will be older, quite a bit older, well, depending on your age, but they will be, you know, kind of like in their 70s, and they're a person who has achieved, yeah, who has been successful in their life. So they're a person that you look to and that you would look up to, someone that you would look to and look up to and go, okay, they are at the top of their field, yeah. So they are someone who would demand respect, or who is worthy of respect. They're a kind person, so make sure you know that they are when you'll find this person, make sure the person that you find that you're drawn towards is a kind person. If they're not a kind person, they're not the person that's going to help you heal your mother wound, yeah. The person that will help you heal your mother wound is a kind person. And so this card is basically saying, look out for this person. Understand that there may be obstacles to reaching this person, because this person will be highly respected and in demand, and maybe this person will be protected just from people charging at him en masse, yeah. So there will be like a door, a blockage, some kind of blockage in front of this man that will stop you from reaching him directly. Maybe that means that you need to work with this man via doing an online course with him, or doing an in-person course with him, or something. So maybe it's like you won't be the only person, you won't be able to meet with him one-to-one, but you will be able to meet with him in some way. So like, for example, it's like, you know, if hypothetically, and I'm not saying this is the case at all, but say for example, and he's not this old anyway, but say someone like Tony Robbins, yeah, you could say someone like Tony Robbins could fit into the category of this man, okay? He's younger, yes, but he's highly successful, he's wealthy, he's someone that we'd look up to as a guru, as a leader, as a guide. He's someone that fixes people's problems. He's someone that knows what he's talking about. He's very, very learned, very, very skilled, and has a large amount of influence. But because of who he is and how popular he is, how in demand he is, you know, there are barriers to actually reaching him. So you can't just pick up the phone and phone him and say, hey, Tony, can I work with you personally? Unless you're extremely wealthy, because he's, you know, one-to-one hourly rate is very, very high. But he is accessible for less money, still quite a bit of money, but less money, if you are prepared to work with him in a large group of other people. So that's what I mean by the kind of like the barrier in the way. It's like maybe you won't get to work with this person up close and personal, one-to-one. Maybe you will have to be flexible in the way that you receive this person's teachings and healings. But like, I don't think you're going to receive them via a book. Yeah, I think it is going to be more intimate. Yeah, so it's somebody that you need to gain access to an extent, but it could be somebody that you gain access to by looking through a window. So you could be looking at this person through a screen, yeah, or listening to this person, you know, from a device. So stay open to that and bear that in mind. I don't think it's going to be isolated and physical, tangible, in the sense that it's a book that you pick up, like a card that you pick up. I don't think it's going to be a solid interaction like that. I think it's going to be more an interaction that you're watching, or you're listening to, or you're interacting with in person. So yeah, but I mean, everything on the card indicates that this will be favourable, this will be comfortable. You know, the town looks lovely. It looks like it's in well, you know, it's taken care of. It's a beautiful, like, kind of well constructed town. It looks new, looks wealthy. The background, it's like the sky is blue, so it's a nice day, nice weather, and there's greenery in the background as well. So there are gardens in this town that are looked after, or trees at least. So, you know, it's a nice town to live in, which would indicate that this is a nice leader of this town, and someone that we can trust and that we would respect. So yeah, so just stay open. Be prepared that maybe you might have to pay to see this person and receive their guidance and healing. It might not. I don't think it's like we're having to go out and find this person in this card, yeah, and we're having to ask, yeah, maybe even beg, but we're having to kind of persuade. Hey, can I have your counsel, please? Can I work with you, please? Can I have your advice, please? It's this person has not come to seek us. This person is not going to offer anything to us for free. Yeah, it's like it's not like a friendship interaction. It is us going to someone of higher authority and being helped by them. So think about who this person could be and stay open to this person arriving in your life if they're not already there. And if you don't have an idea about who this person is yet, just stay open to it. Yeah, so keep your ears and eyes open over the next few weeks. You know, maybe even months. It's like the 10 of Pentacles, so that could suggest that it would be the 10th month of the year. So it might not be happening yet. It might be happening further on in the future, but you can prepare yourself just by thinking about who this person might be, by thinking about what you'd like to ask this person when they do arrive, and be thinking about what you specifically need healing with. Yeah, because everybody's wound will be different. So everybody will need a different kind of healer or leader or guru or guide. So yeah, so I wish you luck with that. I hope that card has resonated with you in some way and awakened and excited other parts of you and given you encouragement and comfort. And check back here again so that you can follow the other cards that I will pull and continue on your journey of self-development and healing. And yeah, I wish you a lovely day, and thank you for listening. And I will try and show you a picture of Mia now before I turn the camera off, but it depends on whether she moves. So can you see? There she is. She's a bit hidden. There you go. She's not very. It's not very visible at all. There you go. There she is. See, all snuggled in the crook of my arm.